These are the biggest scams in the world. And by world, I really just mean this bickering space over here. We're gonna go on a little Euro trip, starting off in Germany. We got our wunderkind of German fintech, Wirecard, which was pretty much the German equivalent of Dow Jones Top 30. Kind of a big deal. Founded in 1999, this alternate version of PayPal was destined to show the world that Germans could do more than just make reliable cars and sausages. They're also really good at cooking up some fraud. Markus Braun, the CEO, channeled his inner Steve Jobs and set out to conquer the world of digital payments, quickly becoming the poster child of Germany as a tech company. As Wirecard climbed the ranks, the doubters started coming out as well. Journalists and short sellers started poking around. But Braun kept trying to seem strong and told investors that the latest AI was being used to process and analyze data in Wirecard systems. However, it's been reported by the Financial Times that behind the scenes, Wirecard staff were merely using Excel spreadsheets to manually organize the information. Nobody's taking their jobs over there. Well, actually, they did lose their jobs.
It's like being one of the worst financial disasters in Europe since the financial crisis.
Wirecard executives have advanced two theories.
One is that the numbers were completely made up, the revenue was never there, and that Wirecard was simply trying to inflate the value of its business in order to make its shares more attractive, in order to borrow more money. And the other option is that some of this business did exist, but for whatever reason, it wasn't really being done on behalf of Wirecard, and the money was never put where it was supposed to be put. And in fact, it has been, in all or in part, taken by some other people.
Something strange happened. Over the next few years, the very people who had spoken negatively about Wirecard's operations began to receive phishing emails designed to compromise their computers. I'm not saying Wirecard was behind this, but it sure looked like it. It also seemed that no matter how the economy was doing, Wirecard was always thriving. Ding ding, that's a red flag. And this is where Wirecard started to quickly fall apart.
Wirecard, the German payments maker, of course, suspended its COO after auditors revealed that nearly $2 billion in cash has gone missing.
We can follow the investigators that landed in the Philippines. They discovered that a retired man's home was actually listed as a Wirecard branch office.
When auditors went looking for the $2 billion of cash that Wirecard had said was in two trust accounts in the Philippines, what they found was a gaping hole. Electronic scans of documents confirming the accounts had been sent to Ernst & Young, but
its main auditor, Ernst & Young, finally said that these documents weren't reliable and that they thought they'd been deceived.
Braun found himself with a new fashion accessory: handcuffs. His right-hand man, Jan Marsalek, decided to take an impromptu vacation to parts unknown: Russia, Belarus, the moon. The growth of Wirecard went on for over a decade before investigators brought it all down within a week. Who was checking on Wirecard this entire time? And why did it take so long for people to figure out this huge company was all a sham? Well, on to the next leg of our trip. Russia's right over there, so we can chill there for a bit. Our second scam delves into the highest profile art fraud dispute, where a Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev thought he'd been framed in a $2 billion art scam. When you make enough money to earn the oligarch status, you probably have multiple mansions that need some fancy art to fill them up. Whatever their excuse is to have naked statues around. Well, like any self-respecting art collector, you take your little auction paddle and go hang out at Christie's and Sotheby's, the top auction houses in the world. Mr. Rich Art Collector wants the best art, and he'll pay good money for whatever catches his eye. Enter Eva Bouvier, a suave art dealer. Monsieur, I have just the paintings for you. Trust me, I'll get you the best deals. And so began a beautiful friendship. For over a decade, Bouvier helped Rybolovlev amass a collection that would make the Louvre jealous. We're talking Picassos, Monets, Da Vinci's, the creme de la creme of the art world. But in 2014, our Russian art aficionado started to smell something fishy. And it wasn't just his caviar going bad. He believed Bouvier had been secretly marking up the prices, sometimes by tens of millions of dollars. After purchases were made, Rybolovlev angrily claimed he was tricked into paying inflated prices, especially since one of the artworks he bought became the most expensive artwork sold at auction ever. But the plot thickens. Rybolovlev didn't just point his finger at Bouvier. Oh no, he set his sights on the grand dame of the art world herself, Sotheby's auction house. Of course Sotheby's said, no we didn't. This case sits around for 6 years until finally, in a stunning turn of events, the jury ruled in favor of Sotheby's after less than a day of deliberation. The art dealer may have upsold a Da Vinci painting by $40 million, but Rybolovlev literally turned around and upsold that same painting at Christie's by $320 million. He made it onto Wikipedia for the highest price ever paid for an artwork at auction. So, is the Saudi Arabian prince going to sue our Russian oligarch now? Who knows? Well, I think I've had enough of the east side of the grain. Let's head back over, but let's drop by London. Our third story actually takes us to the London airport. We're getting ready to head home, but not quite yet. There's a huge line at check-in, and you see a woman pulled off to the side for additional screening of her bags. And when the UK version of TSA opens her bags, dollar bills fly out from the sheer amount in there. She had 5 full suitcases of Benjamin Franklin's. Turns out, this ain't her first rodeo. Apparently flying to and from London and Dubai airports was such a big loophole in money laundering schemes. But how? Every checked bag at the London airport goes through a scanner. But the thing is, those fancy scanners are looking for explosives or other ways for things to blow up or harm someone or the aircraft. This also begs the question, what the heck else do the people scanning think the X-ray version of stacks of bills look like? Alright, well, that's London's problem, but most people get on a round-trip flight. So what's the deal in Dubai? Well, they kind of don't care. Mo money, no problem, as long as you report the cash. You follow the signs to declare cash and tell them, hey, I've got this much cash. And then they'll say, okay, and check part of it or all of it. If you brought in millions, it'll take a while to count all of it, but they'll give you a drink and VIP treatment while you wait. UAE, particularly Dubai, is the land of the global rich. And since it's hard to open up a bank account, people from around the world will carry all sorts of cash to buy property or start your business. And that's what the leader of a money laundering ring was doing. Abdullah Al-Falasi started off doing the money laundering himself until his passion led him to hiring others to expand the operations. And, well, the more people you hire, the more risk you run with people getting caught. Just like that lady you saw while you're stuck at the check-in line. And that's how he got caught. As soon as that lady was interrogated and investigated, a very clear digital trail led back to Al-Falasi. Whose fault is it? Is it Al-Falasi for his schemes? Is it the airports for lacking security measures against money laundering? Well, for starters, I think UK airports might want to update their security patch instead of delaying it every time the notification pops up. How many more money laundering schemes need to be discovered before they change? Well, this was a fun Euro trip, but before you leave this video, you might want to reconsider your Disney Plus subscription. Apparently, the fine print of using Disney Plus means Disney can legally murder you, and you agree to this by signing up. The happiest place on earth assured a family that their food was allergen-free by their request, but it clearly was not when 911 was called, EpiPen was used, and a death was announced. Naturally, the family sues Disney, but then Disney comes back with, actually, you signed away your right to sue us for anything. That means more than 150 million customers who sign up for Disney Plus can't sue, even for death. Disney has since said, JK, never mind, but you can't just take something like that back. So, next time, read your fine print and bring a taste tester with you to Disney.